Welcome to All About You, and today we're continuing with our All About Uni series, right? We're talking campus life. I'm not alone. I have Raquel. Hi, Raquel.
Hello, everyone, and I'm very excited because we are not alone in the studio anymore.
Yeah.
During all this series, we're gonna have nice and intelligent students here, as today we have many with us, right?
We have a panel of very intelligent, as you said, students. And today's topic is: how do you reconcile your beliefs, right? Your beliefs on campus. On campus, one of the things that we love about campus is that it's such a world of learning. There's so much knowledge available. I remember going to university very excited, thinking, wow, I'm getting intelligent. As each day is making me more and more intelligent. And I began feeling like an adult. But these beliefs can sometimes be contrary. I mean, these teachings that you're learning, this information that you're being exposed to, can sometimes be contrary to your beliefs. So how do you reconcile the two? That's what we're going to be talking about, and it's time to introduce our panel. So guys, say hello to our viewers.
Hello. Hello. Hi. My name is Bryony, and I study Business Information Systems.
My name is Michael. I studied Sports Management.
My name is Uche, and I study Fashion Journalism.
My name's Alexia and I studied Early Childhood.
My name's Eukaria and I studied Media Arts Production.
My name's Louise and I studied Fine Art Painting.
And my name's Yvette and I studied Biochemistry with Nutrition.
Oh my gosh. My name is Monty and I study life. It's interesting. We have quite a vast group of students, right? I'm excited. We have creatives, we have the nerds. I mean, they're all nerds. They're all nerds. They're all students of university, but we have the more scientific ones and the more creative ones who go for art. I'm really interested. So guys, let's get to today's topic. Have you faced this conflict that we're talking about? Are you faced with things that you have to reconcile against your principles and against your beliefs? Feel free to talk. The floor is yours. Come on, guys.
I'll just go first.
Yeah.
It was pretty much.
He doesn't.
He got the mic.
It was pretty much in my first year of university. I lived with a Jew that was not so intelligent in their beliefs, not so aware.
So you are Christian?
Yeah, I was a Christian. I lived with an atheist as well, and again, not so aware of what they should believe in. So
this is an interesting household: a Jew, and a Christian, and an atheist.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it was quite interesting because I didn't really know she was a Jew or an atheist until I started kind of behaving in a way that was kind of contrary to what they believed in, and then they were obliged to ask, what are you, and so on and so forth. And after explaining, that's when the conflict started. So we had many arguments throughout the whole year about God, about Jesus, about so on and so forth. Because obviously a Jew, they believe Jesus hasn't come yet. Atheists just don't believe in anything. So it was just it was an interesting household, let me put it like that. In terms of reconciling, I think you have to respect everyone. You have to respect everyone, but definitely put a few strains on our relationship for sure as flatmates.
Right. Interesting. Anyone has a similar one? And anyone has an experience where you also similarly faced conflicts, be it in lectures, be it in conversations with other people?
I've got experience that I can share. The house that I was living in, it was 3 other girls, and we were all Christians. We all grew up in a Christian home. However, our faiths were different. That's what I discovered. I would go to church more than once a week, and they didn't understand, why are you going to church so much? Even though they said they were Christians, they would go to parties. They used to always invite guys over. I would smell them smoking. So it made me look as if I was doing the wrong thing. Like I wasn't, that they were the better. It's a bit confusing to explain, but that was a bit of a conflict. They would question me, why are you going to church so much? You don't need to do it. And as if they were trying to make me think that, wait, I don't need to be so committed to God. I can be a bit relaxed, so that's why.
I face similar challenges as well. I go to church every day and get criticized. Do you have to go every day? So anyone has a different experience.
Mine was similar to what Vanya was saying as well, because I was one of the youngest in my course, because my course is mostly more likely for like mature women. So being the youngest one, I spent my first 2 years with older women, and every time like she was saying, like, I say, oh, I'm going to church or something like that, they would always question me like, you're so young, like what are you doing in church? Like after lectures I'll be rushing off like, where are you going? I'm going to church. And then they'll be like, are you always going to be in church, kind of thing. So yeah, it was a thing when it's like, it even got to a point when I had to stop saying where I was going and just be like, I don't want to.
I get it. Do you have an experience to share?
Yeah, myself, I went to art school, so everything was quite liberal. And, you know, you was kind of free to express yourself wherever you felt. So sometimes I wouldn't really associate myself with many people, but you would see through artwork, they would kind of mock Christianity. So you saw a lot of artwork where, for example, they would have imagery of Jesus on the cross, but then they would maybe spray paint over it. So there was a lot of things that I saw that for me was really like hurtful to my belief. I didn't feel that a lot of people respected my belief. And just even in the lectures as well, we studied a lot of philosophy, a lot of literature. So there was spiritual elements, religious elements that came up that caused a lot of conflicts and debates in the class. So yeah, that was a very big experience for me.
So there you have it. Uni life can really be challenging, right? I mean, like you said, you mentioned an ideal world. This is a liberal world where you're learning to expand yourself, and that's a good thing. You're getting to learn different cultures. You're getting to extend yourself outside of your little box, right?
It's a place where you don't only learn inside class, right? You are learning all around. You are learning the inside. You are learning when you see a billboard. You are learning when you are in a conversation. And you have to be really defined with your principles, otherwise you can be easily influenced and you don't know if you're going to be in a positive or in a negative way. Right?
They're always being challenged. Everywhere you go, your beliefs, your principles are always being challenged. So how do you reconcile this? How do you, I mean, I remember, I'm going to tell you, I remember being in uni and being made to feel stupid for having the beliefs that I have, and no one wants to feel like I'm stupid. If anything, I appreciate intelligence. So to be made to feel like I am a stupid person for believing in what I believed, that was really hard for me. So how do you reconcile this conflict against against liberal views and against your belief? How do you reconcile the two? That's what we're going to be exploring after this break.
Hello everyone, so we're here at New River Stadium at an event that's been organized by the VYG group. It's a charity football match, and I met up with some university students, and since today we're doing a show about university life, I thought I might get their view on life on campus. So hello, can you introduce yourself to our viewers, please?
Hi, my name is Lewis.
Hi, my name is Dami.
So how long have you guys been in university and what are you studying?
Well, I'm in my second year of university and I'm studying graphic and media design.
Sounds impressive.
And I'm in my third year of university and I'm studying psychology.
Psychology, oh my goodness, she can read my mind. Tell me then, how has the group helped you to adjust to life on campus?
I'll definitely say it's helped me a lot. The work ethic, you know, to have ambition, to have a vision for myself, to be driven by myself. Because in uni, there's not very much people pushing you. You have to push yourself. And definitely the VYG has taught me to push myself along with God and to have a vision for myself. So it's definitely helped me.
Wonderful. How about you, Louis?
It's true. The same as her. Like, because it's easy to get distracted, to go to university and get distracted, but through the VYG, I found, motivation to really push myself and become the best. Because university is a place where many youths go there and they see it as an opportunity for them to just kind of let loose and lay back because they're not around their parents, they're not around, the elderly, the authorities. so they use it as an excuse for them to, you know, just give in to fun, as they say. But, you know, the youth groups really motivated me to focus and become the best, you know, get the best grades at university.
So we can see that the VYG is forming leaders, and I love to see young people who are standing up for what they believe, are not following the crowd, and best of all, are supporting charity. And I guess we've just had a goal. So we're going to enjoy the match. See you later.
Why are you trying so hard to fit in when you were born to stand out?
And we're back. That was the VYG, young people who are using their lives in a positive way, right? And I enjoyed that match, by the way, and my team won. So yeah, going back to today's topic. You are faced with such liberal views in university, and it's interesting. I mean, you're expanding, you're learning things that you didn't learn at home, you're being exposed to different cultures. But when those beliefs and cultures, I mean, when those different cultures and these views that you're getting, these new views that you're getting, come into conflict with your beliefs, your own beliefs and your own principles, your faith, how do you reconcile the two? What do you do? How do you solve this conflict inside of you? And we're gonna revert it back to our intelligent panel, right? Guys, so you guys mentioned differences that you faced, living with a group of people who had a different faith to you. So when they brought on their faith, how did you defend yours? I mean, yours was different, Brian, but yeah, go on, you can go on.
Okay, so me personally, because I was tempted, at first, I had to decide what I wanted, and that was to stand for my faith, and I just had to stand my ground. And the girls, they would see me going to church, and I would go to church happily. I wouldn't try to be ashamed or try to hide my faith. And even came to a point where sometimes they would be like, come on, you need to go to church. Not in a mocking way, but they eventually started to really respect my faith because I stood my ground. So that's one way that helped me.
Stand your ground.
That's
Who else?
Yeah.
How did you defend your beliefs, your principles, your morals when they were challenged in university?
For me personally, when I first started uni, because I also, similarly to Louise, I do an art course. So the kind of people that I see, the kind of people that I'm around are the kind of people that I used to be. So I used to have like my head shaved, I used to have a lot of piercings, and the way I used to dress was very dark, very emo-ish, and I've obviously moved past that. But then when I'd go to uni, I would see that, and there would be like a little part of me that's like, oh, I miss that. But then I remember like my faith. I remember what my faith has done for me. My faith, even though I was dressed in all those ways, I was very upset inside, I was very down inside, but my faith is what revived me. My faith took me out from that. So in those moments, I would remember that. And when I would be faced with temptations, or I would be around people that act in a way that's contrary to my faith, one thing I didn't want to do was come across as fanatical. I didn't want to talk too much. I wanted more my character to show. I wanted my grades to show. I still want, because I'm still in uni, but the way that I would speak, I wanted that to show that I am a different person. I wanted my character to show the difference. And it has people don't necessarily know that I'm a Christian apart from those that are close to me, but they can see that something's different about her. I can't come to her with rubbish. I can't come to her with, let's go to a party here, let's go and do this, let's go and do that. So for me personally, it wasn't about speaking or expressing that I'm a Christian. I wanted it to show through my character, through the way that I was.
Something that she really touched on that I could really relate to, and that was in a way about being radical inside of me. I had to make sure that, you know what, I'm in an environment where people are not on the same belief as me, so I had to make sure that my relationship with God was firm. And by doing that, I had to be radical in the decisions that I made, not necessarily how I spoke or how I approached people. So I kind of had to separate myself from the rest of my class, and it wasn't easy at first because I used to get those eyes of who is she, and you know, I did feel very out of place. But then the more I stood firm, the more that people actually started to draw closer to me. Like there were people who actually respected my belief and started to ask more questions. Oh, so, you know, where do you go to church? And you know, what made you get into your belief in the first place and all these things, which was really nice. Because when I saw some of my peers actually going through things, like God was able to use me to actually speak to them, and they were able to listen because they saw I wasn't just like everyone else. And that really kind of helped me to, in a way, have those few people that supported me. They weren't necessarily in the journey with me, but they respected me.
Yeah,
that's really nice.
Yeah, and that's something that needs to happen. In order for you to defend your faith and your beliefs, you need to be someone who is strong-willed. Would you agree?
And we see that they didn't need to be rude or show, please respect me because this is my belief, these are my principles. But they showed through a strong mind.
Yeah.
They were decided, and we see that when the person is strong-minded, she can or he can influence people either to the good or the bad ways. But she's decided, so you don't change her mind.
Yeah.
And we see that many people, when they go to uni, of course they're going to learn many good things, but they are also weak-minded in the sense of absorb what is bad, right? And as she said, even sometimes going back to the way they were, if they had improved, why they would go back to the way they were? But because they were weak-minded, right?
That's right. And I think many people play into this environment of learning and think, well, if I don't absorb this, it will mean I am weak-minded. But no. You are weak-minded if your beliefs can't stand inside of you, right? If you have a belief, if you have something that you've decided is right and you've decided to adopt, you've gone and said, you know what, this is the right thing, I'm going to adopt, for example, the Christian faith, I'm going to adopt this belief, I'm going to follow this moral, and it gets challenged, and the minute it gets challenged, it disappears and is replaced, is because you are not weak. So that's something that I had to deal with, actually. When I got exposed to different beliefs, for example, the beliefs that I got exposed to, I met the feminist movement on campus, right? We had a lot of very strong-willed, very opinionated ladies who kind of believed in independence and didn't believe in forming a family whereas I did. I wanted to get married, I wanted to be a part of a family, and I knew that in my household, my husband had to be the head. That's the belief that I had, that I was going to be someone who submits to my husband. But the minute I said it, as I am saying it now, and probably maybe you're watching and you're thinking the same thing, like, what? What do you mean? You're gonna waste time being this learning, being a chemical engineer student, and then you're gonna go on and submit to someone. So when your beliefs are challenged and you change them and you replace them with someone else, with something else, it means you're not really strong-willed. It means your beliefs are not really, they didn't have a foundation. So your beliefs need to have a foundation.
So we see that everyone who goes to uni or goes to a different environment, they will face these challenges. So those who are maybe preparing themselves to go to uni, or they are starting now, you have to be aware, you will face these challenges. It's normal, it's part of it. But you have to go with this mind already. No, I can decide to keep my principles, to believe in what is right for me and keep going. I don't need to change just because majority there don't do what I do.
That's right. What about members of the panel? Do you have a final word for those who are listening and are facing this conflict at this moment? Do you have something that you can tell them? Go on, you don't need a mic.
I would personally say just be yourself, like know who you are. Like it's one thing to just be a part of the clique because you want to be a part of a clique, because then you're losing your identity. And like it's better to have your own identity, and university is one of the places where you actually find who you are. So it's better for you to be yourself than to be who they want you to be, if you get what I mean. Because when you're being yourself, you enjoy yourself more. Well, I did, so.
I think you just got to be able to say no as well. It's just a simple no. I mean,
Not to be afraid.
Yeah, I mean, no one can really force themselves upon you. I mean, they can try to convince you.
Yeah.
For a long period of time sometimes, But if you say no, your no is your no. So life moves on.
When I went into uni, I went in headstrong about who I was. I said, okay, I'm going into uni. I was excited to go into uni because it was hard for me to get into uni. From when I started to when I ended, I enjoyed uni so much. I hung around with a clique of, I was a Christian, one was a Muslim, one was a Buddhist, and one was an atheist, and we had loads of debates and stuff. But the fact that I went in headstrong, people respected who I was. Yes, I'll try to invite them to certain events that we're having and stuff like that. But like what Uche was saying, I have to reflect who I am through my grades and through my conduct and stuff like that. So me going in headstrong and knowing who I was and what I wanted to achieve, and just to bear that good testimony is what helped me to keep going. I didn't stay on campus. I went from home to uni. It was a long journey, but having that headstrong, like that focus, you're going to uni, you're going to study. Yes, you're going to you're going to go through certain issues and stuff like that. But as long as you know who you are, you're going there to do what you need to do. That's what makes it different.
Go on, Yvette is dying for the mic. Go on, Yvette.
Okay, what I want to say is that you just go to uni with a focus, and you have this thing in your mind where it's like nothing should ever shake you. Nothing's going to change your idea, because like you're in the faith, you know the truth, and other people, they don't know the truth. They think that they do, but they don't. And I'm saying this from a science degree, where people who studied science for a long time, they learn things which are true, but some of it is not, like evolution, stem cell research, some of these things which I didn't agree with. You can listen to it, you can hear it, but don't let it change your mind about what you've been learning, about what you've been doing. And it's just like everyone else has been saying, like if you stay strong, if you keep your beliefs and you stick to them, other people will respect you for it. They may not at first, but as time goes by, they eventually will.
Thank you. Go on. Last member of our panel to give the final word.
I just wanted to say that we're giving all this advice, but it's very likely that we're going to face opposition. In my uni right now, like I said, I try to keep my faith through my character, and there are people that that oppose me. There are people that I don't know, and they just don't like me. There's something about me that irritates them, but it may sound a bit crazy, but inside of me, like, I have peace because I know that I'm doing something right. I know that I am sticking my ground. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and people are not going to like it. So we're giving all this advice, and you may follow it, and you may see people that won't like you, and you're thinking, but I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, so why are people opposing me? It's going to sound funny, but it's bound to happen. Like, if no one's against you, it's almost as if something's not right. When you're doing the right thing, people are not going to gel, people are not going to understand, and it's normal.
And that's it. There we have it. We're running out of time, girls. Thank you very much for coming to the show. And I think that's the best conclusion. When there's a conflict, resolve it. Don't allow the conflict to go on, because it takes away your peace, right? You had peace because this conflict was resolved inside of you. You knew which side to follow. So which side are you going to follow? Your faith? Or are you going to follow the new liberal views that you're being exposed to and you're learning that go against your faith? That is up to you to decide. But do know, when you're strong-willed, you influence and you're not influenced. That's it for today. And next week, we're more with Campus Life. I'm so excited about this series. So we're going to have a new panel next week, more as opinionated as our panel here today. And we're going to be discussing another aspect of campus life. And that's it for today. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Say bye-bye to our viewers, guys.